Hey, Mika, how's it doing? All right, everyone. All right. So, welcome to Ladies' Night. I'm having a little bit of an issue. I'm trying to get all this straightened out. All right. Okay, this should do it. Oh well, it's gonna be close enough. All right. So, Ladies' Night. Our topic is we got to do better. All right. So, those of you who don't know, Nick Cannon has another child. This child, I believe, is child number 9, and then there's some more on the way. Okay, but before we get into that topic, let's give people more chance to get in. So we're going to do a vid chronicle. We're going to do a vid chronicle while we wait for others to get in. But in the meantime, let's cover our bases with the Copyright Act. Okay, what's going on here? It looks like I'm having some little extra stuff going on here. Um, Kind of recently updated my computer and it's creating a problem for me. All right, something that just should have been like right there. Okay, there you are. All right. Okay, let's see if it okay, let me get this out. Okay, it acting kind of glitchy. Hey, okay. All right. Well, first, let's get this loop out. All right, here we go. Here I am. Let's see. All right, trying to see if it straightened itself out. Hey, Mella.
Hey, doing?
All right, I'm just trying to straighten out this glitch I seem to have picked up. Uh,
I saw that the link was placed earlier than usual, so I hopped on it real quick.
oh, yeah, it's there for any one of the ladies that want to come up. Okay. Ooh, finally. It seemed to be straightened out a little bit. If it's flickering on your end like it is on my end, excuse me. I'm going to get this straightened out. All right, let's cover our bases. This channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of the United States, the fair use, I repeat, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, oh, definitely, comments, shortly news report, only for those who don't know, teaching, scholarship, or research is not an infringement of copyright. Yay. All right. Now, it's not a glitch. Okay. Hope not. All right. So let's go ahead and give some people time to come up. Ladies, the link is for y'all to come up in whenever you want and comment. Or participate verbally. All right. Okay, so now, okay, this first big chronicle that I'm gonna put up there is this one. Is okay, okay. Mm, all right, okay, way over here. All right. What do you do when you find out that that your friend is into something horrible? Okay, so we're gonna see how this ends up. We're gonna comment about it and see how we will respond to it. Here we go.
Man, I got Steph. Golden State is gonna murder y'all right now.
Man, my team got Carl Anthony though. So who you think gonna win out of that?
Look, man, like I said, Steph. Steph is the GOAT. I don't care what team playing or what team I like. If Steph is playing, that's who I'm going with.
Man, don't even talk. Just watch.
Okay, we'll see. Man, what you smiling so hard for? Looking at that little girl's picture.
Chill. This is my favorite little cousin. I rarely even get to see her. She just posted a new picture.
I mean, I get it and all, but I mean, why is it in your messages?
I honestly don't know why she said it like this. But it's fine. It's just a picture of my cousin.
Okay, I guess.
Why are you all in my phone anyway? You should be watching the game.
You should be paying attention. Check the scores.
Hey, bro. Your door was open, so I just walked right in. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You okay, Terry?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just something weird happened yesterday when Trayvon was over here.
What happened?
So we were watching the game, right? And he got a text message on his phone. It was a picture of a teenager. And he started smiling really, really hard. It looked super creepy. So I asked him about it, and he said it's his cousin, and she just posted online. And I asked him, like, but why is it in your phone? Why is it in your text messages?
That is weird, but continue.
That's the same exact thing I said. I'm like, if your cousin posted it, why is it in your text messages? It doesn't make any sense.
That's crazy. Do you think he's messing with kids?
He's my best friend and all, so I really hope not. But if he is, I'm definitely not the type of person to sit around and watch that happen.
So what are you thinking?
When we go over there today, I'm going to do a little snooping.
Okay, just be careful, because if he is a predator, he will be trying to protect it by all means.
That is true. That is true.
All right, let's go.
Oh, hey guys! It's so good to see y'all. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Michelle? It's really nice to see you.
I am doing fine, living my life. David ran to the store for me, so he should be back in about 30 minutes.
Well, thank you, Miss Gina.
So y'all can come on in. Just come on in.
Thank you.
You guys have been here 1,000 times. You can just sit somewhere.
Hey, Mr. Gina, do you mind if I use your restroom?
You don't have to let me know, sweetie. Just go ahead. You know where it is.
Perfect.
Hey, Miss Gina, can you show us how to make that famous tea of yours?
I sure can. Come on in here.
Really?
Yeah, let's get started.
Okay.
Hey, Kelly. There's something different about you that I like. It's like, why your face so smooth like that? It's like before you hit puberty. I like that. Keep it up.
She is gorgeous, isn't she? If you had chosen her, you'd probably be married by now, not single and lonely.
Moms, I'm not single and lonely. She's not my type. So, with Terry, I thought y'all was coming by.
He was in the bathroom.
He has been in there a long time. Y'all sure he's okay?
Yeah, he should be fine.
I'll go check on him. And, hey, thank you for being here with Moms. Appreciate it, Kelly. What is those?
Those are kids, man. Innocent kids.
Terry, Jesus, stop it! What's going on here? Stop! Let him go! Stop! Stop it! Stop! Stop! Let him go! Let him go, Terry! Stop it! Stop!
You sound like you report a pedophile.
A pedophile? What? What? Oh no!
He is 3231 Nayland Drive.
Darvin, is this you? Darvin, is it you?
Yes. I'm sorry, Mom. I don't know what's wrong with me.
No, God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom.
No, don't apologize to me. You're gonna have to answer in court to those parents.
I will face all my consequences.
Damn right you will. Get me out of here. I can't stand to look at him anymore.
You make sure this animal doesn't do anything or go anywhere.
Oh, trust me. He ain't going nowhere.
More of the story is, if you have a gut feeling about something you see that isn't right, don't ignore it. If you are a witness to someone endangering a kid, report that to the authorities. Help protect those children who can't protect themselves.
Every Saturday and Sunday.
All
Yes.
right.
A very good public service announcement.
Yeah. We wish more people would respond that way when they suspect something's off or they see them doing pedophilic things. Shoots, even when they're coming on to young girls, hey, that's a child, but oh no, that's none of their business, or they write it off, I imagine it, or they don't want to falsely accuse someone. So nothing gets said, nothing gets done, nothing changes. Wait too late until something had happened. Yeah. How many other people would have noticed there was something a little off about the text their friend received and stuff like that? Oh, that's just my little cousin. Be like, but why she texted to you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the creepy grin, or just a little too excited about. Oh, okay, a little too excited about a cousin supposedly texting you, or updating her picture on her profile and stuff like that. Shoot, half the time, I know people who don't even look at it right. Oh, update on picture. Okay, I'll catch it later. The game is on. Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead, Mella.
No, I was just copying and pasting a link to the Child Welfare Information Gateway.gov that gives an exclusive hotline. It's easy to remember, 1-800-4-A-CHILD. Okay, if you see something, call about it. 1-800 for a child. The number 4, the letter A, and the word child. There's no excuse to just assume that you're too busy to announce what it is you know in your gut is going on.
Sorry, Mela, you're borging on this last part.
Oh, my bad. I was still on the site. My bad. It happens when you're trying to look up some information while you're actually on a live stream. 1-800 for a child. It doesn't get any simpler than that. It doesn't get more simple than that. 1-800 for a child.
Yeah. And they're going to investigate, you know. They're not just going to assume, but shoots, the quicker they can get on it, or they at least can keep an eye out. And when they see stuff suspicious, you know, sometimes they just need an alert that something is going on, or this neighbor is acting kind of funny, or he's talking to the kids, or he's coming on to the girls. Shooks.
Yeah, because we can, as adults, we know when someone's behaving inappropriately for children. And we also know when children are inappropriately behaving as well. You know, we have to break the cycle of abuse that has perpetuated itself for generations. The time is now to stop that. There's too many resources out there to correct this behavior. 1-800 for a child.
Okay. Yeah. And Queen, I can assume by the pictures they found some pictures of naked young ladies, naked girls, or girls showing their private parts or their breasts. That could happen. You know. Probably if they go through his phone, they're gonna find out a lot more stuff. Hello, King Koopa. All right. So you saying you should talk to somebody first? There's nothing wrong with talking to the police or a social worker. I know when I had you know, gut feelings, I would talk to somebody I know who's in social services, somebody that has a little bit more experience than I do. And sometimes it turns out they know. I'm just picking up how the child is responding to a situation that already happened to them, you know. And most cases that it already been handled. The child goes through trauma and they respond to it differently. You know, particular one I think of, she just was just shut down. I mean, she just barely say anything. She didn't really participate in anything. She was just totally quiet. And she had this thing about, you know, being hugged, you know. So, you know, you know, I talked with somebody, you know, I said, I think there's something wrong, you know, and I talked to somebody, I said, well, can't tell you everything, but yes, whatever you think it is. And it's already been handled. It's just that she's got to process through it, and she's going through some therapy to handle what happened to her. So yeah, it could be a good idea to talk to, but you know, find the right person to talk to. There's some, you go talk to the perpetrator, they're gonna talk you out of it. They're gonna be like, oh no, it's not what you're thinking. Just like the guy gave excuses at the beginning of the video. Oh, this is my little cuz, and she updated her profile and stuff like that. And he's like, well, why it came to through messaging if she updated her profile? Say, I don't know why she sent it to me this way and stuff like that, and not even think about it. So some people would just kind of shrug it off. Maybe she sent him a picture of the picture she's gonna put on her profile. Maybe she wants his critique on it. You'd be surprised what kind of excuses people will make to so it not be what it is, especially when it's their best friend, their family member. They people make all kind of excuses. No, it can't be that. Can't be what I'm thinking. Not my buddy, not my family member, not my best friend. It gets so bad that they will actually blame the child. You know, no, it's your fault. You saying this, he would never do that. I've seen it. Yeah. So that's why you don't talk to the person you suspect of doing it, because they will give you some kind of excuse. Mm-hmm. All right. Now let's see. All right. So I think we're gonna save the other bit of chronicle for a little bit later. Okay. So in case y'all did not know it, Nick Cannon has announced his ninth child. Was born, and let's see. Yeah. Oops, I'm in the wrong sector. But yeah, his ninth child was born, and there are two more on the way. All right. So he's like, oh my goodness, not Nick Cannon, all these children and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, we can say yes, he's spreading himself around and stuff like that. But it can't, it's not all him. There are these the women who are having children with him. And they know he have other children. He had come out that he's polyamorous, which means that he believed in multiple loves. But he don't believe in marriage anymore. So he's not going to be marrying these women. But he says he loves them. Well, I don't know. Wait a minute. Let me not put words in his mouth. He claims he loves them. And the only women who have children with him, not every woman he sleeps with, have children with him. Just the ones that wants to have children with him. That's the only ones that he comes into to produce children, because they want children. And I'm like, okay, not to excuse him, because if he really don't want to have any more children, he could do some things not to have any more children. He could tell them, look, I got enough children. I'm not going to have any more. Love you. Want to do it with you. But we're not having any more children. Let's just be fine with the ones we got.
I'm glad you brought him up, because what makes me curious is how in the world does he talk a woman into having unprotected sex? What does that dialogue sound like? You know, I get maybe after Mariah Carey, the first one was like, oh baby, I bet we could have more beautiful babies than that. You know, like at some point a woman would have to look at him like, nigga, you crazy. You know, like you've been around. There is no reason under heaven why I should have unprotected sex with you. How does he talk these women? Because we're going on 9. Number 9. That's a baseball team. Number 9.
Oh, and then there's two in reserves waiting to come up.
Plus 2 back in the background. Like, what is he telling these women? Maybe a man can speak for that. What does it take to convey, hey, you should have unprotected sex with me? What the hell is that about? Because it's not just about the money, right?
No. Right.
It's something else that he's telling these women that's convincing them that the juice is worth the squeeze. I'm just wondering what narrative is behind all of that. And that's what I want women to understand. You're not allowed to have irresponsible sex. You can have sex, just don't have irresponsible sex. You know, when a guy has multiple mothers of children that they've spread around, it's not a good idea to have unprotected sex with them. I want women to be more clear in thought as to how they conduct their little sexual activities. Protect yourself at all times. That's my only message.
Yeah. Okay. King Cooper says, game, charisma, conversation, or just money. Okay. Or is that a question he's asking? But
A little bit of both.
okay. I'm thinking. Okay. I'm projecting. This is what I think could happen. After him and Mariah Carey are over with, they're in the process of divorce. He met the second mother of his children, and it's like, I love you, and I think we'll have beautiful children. I always wanted more children, and I can see us having children together. You know, I love taking human form. So that would explain the second one. You're right. She would be excused. Okay, he's leaving his wife. He's in the process of a divorce. We meet, we're dating, we're having sex, and then he's saying how much he loves me, and that we would have beautiful children together, and you know, and our love in human form. And wait a minute, there's another thing. Well, I'm kind of jumping my gun a little bit, but yeah. So that she can be kind of excused. But what about the third one, the fourth one? I think there's the fifth one. Yeah, there's five. There's five.
And they all know about each other.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're not friends. Okay, so for those of you thinking, well, you see, they know about each other and it's okay. No, they don't get along. They don't hang with each other. They know about each other, and you know, except that she's gonna be there, especially the ones that he has children with. And he came out that he's polyamorous, which means that's a sign that he's gonna be in love with a whole bunch of women besides you. That's what that means to me when they say polyamorous. I'm not going to just be in love with you. I'm going to love this one, and this one, and this one. And the ones I really, really love, I'm going to have children with them. So you know there's at least 5 women they have children with. Unfortunately, one of the children died. He was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and he died. But still, there's 5 women. How you get what gets me is how the 5th one. Now he have multiple children by the time he gets to the 5th one. To the 5th one, he has his wife. Yeah, the second woman, she has at least 2. Oh wait a minute, she had twins. And let me see. Let's see. Third one. No, she had one before him. Oh no, the second woman had one child, and then she had twins for him. That's 3 right there. So he's at 5. Let me see. And then there's one that has a child for him. The other one had a child, he died. And so you get pregnant. Oh, in case you're wondering who this woman is, she is a model for The Price is Right. She's about 41 years old. And I'm thinking, okay, she wants to have a child. She's 41 and it's a little late to be having a child, but you know, if you want children, and hey, he already proven that he's fertile.
He's the sperminator.
He's a sperminator. Yeah. So you want to have a child. So I'm thinking she wants a child. And hey, can't go wrong with him. Not to mention he's charming, he's funny, he's fun to hang around with and stuff like that. And they have a lot in common. And he's a very good father. Okay, I have to admit, as considering that he got a bunch of children, they all spread out, 5 separate households, he's a good father. But that's the thing. With that many children, it's going to be hard and harder to be a good father. Right now, they're all fairly young. You can make it until you start having those that's very, very close together. But as the further the kids get older and they get more involved, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a conflict. There's going to be feelings of hurt. Oh, you went to their thing, but you couldn't go to mine? Wasn't I equally as important as them? You don't know. And kids feel it. Hey, Hassan. But that's another thing, women, ladies, when you're involved with a man that have, it's not just multiple children. I've seen men who have multiple children, but usually it's all with one woman. But when you got them spread out and there's different households and different, sometimes different cities and all that other stuff, how is he going to be able to be there for your child when your child needs it for everything? It's not going to be possible.
Correct. And human beings, those little human beings, are wrapped up in his dysfunction of a scarcity mindset. In the event he's going around thinking, I gotta impregnate everybody before my dick don't work. Excuse the deed language, but I'm just saying, in the event that that's his scarcity type of mentality, he's got something to prove that has nothing to do with those women or the outcome emotionally of the children he has helped to conceive. That is the problem. The selfishness. It is selfish to conceive children under the guise of my father is emotionally dysfunctional to the point where he would rather procreate haphazardly as opposed to committing to, the one he helped to create. That's what these children are stuck with. These children are stuck with, my father was everywhere. I don't mean anything to him. Yeah, he got money. But what's really going on is that he's emotionally dysfunctional. And I wonder if I inherited that type of DNA. These children are going around paranoid that they have inherited their parents' dysfunctional DNA. And that's an additional problem to consider. How are the children growing up? Do they really consider themselves, pristine in their biological makeup? No, they don't. They were like, my parents are disturbed. So what does that make me? And that's why it's selfish.
Yeah. The children ain't feeling it now. They still, as I said, they still feeling it. But trust me, as they get older, they're gonna feel it. I seen it with my uncle. Because he feels he's too much like his father, he's never getting married. He said it. He's concerned about that he's too much like his father. But anyway,
exactly. They know that they got their parents' DNA in them, so they no longer are interested in procreating. It's I've heard that too. Dang.
Yeah. Oh, and his oldest son, the oldest son, he even called his dad, told his dad he can't be a player forever. And he's like, where you heard player from? Dude, your children nowadays in social media, all he got to do is follow you. All these shows you in and stuff like that. He knows what the definition of a player is. So
Exactly.
you know you're doing too much when your oldest son, who's what, about 6 or 7 years old? Wait a minute, or is he closer to 10? Anyway, almost 10 years old is saying that you can't be a player forever. That means you're
And
doing
no
way too
matter
much.
how much the parents try to convince them, oh, baby, don't worry about that. You're the best of both of us. No, a child has their own mind and they construct most oftentimes in their mind that there's something really tripped out about y'all. So what does that say about me? You know, they go through life thinking, despite how much confidence a person, or rather their parents, try to instill upon them, provide them everything that the world could offer, all the attributes of narrative, confidence, all that. There is something in a child's mind that's not going to escape what they observe. Okay, when they observe that their parents are sexually irresponsible, okay, they have a lineage of sexual irresponsibility, and I mean that word profusely. Lineage of sexual irresponsibility that doesn't escape a child's observation, and so you can just, you know, throw money at them, you can throw opportunities at them, you can do all that stuff. That will not ever escape their observation, and they have to contend with that in their spirit and mind as they grow. That's what I think.
Okay. All right. All right. Queen, aka Miss Sunkiss.
How y'all doing?
All right.
Hey, Suckers.
Bella, I'm cracking up. You dropped that link in the chat. Thank you. I don't understand why the women are continuing to have children by Nick Cannon.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Can you repeat it?
I don't understand why the women are continuing to have children for Nick Cannon. It's weird. They don't want fathers for their children.
I wonder about that, but I think what it is, they fooled by when he's with his kids. He's everything on paper of a very good father. He's involved in their lives. He makes sure all his kids know each other. When he's there, and I wonder if they get fooled by that.
Yeah, it's the when he's there part. Like, who don't know what it? I mean, a lot of us grew up without fathers. Some of us had our fathers. Some of our fathers was in and out of our life. And if you know what that's like, why would you do that to your own child? And why would you let a man do that to your child? If you can prevent it, that's crazy.
That's the thing that we need to get better at. We need to think about these things. We need to think about, if he has all his children, he's spread. No matter how good a father he is, there is just too many. He cannot be there for all of them at all times. He's not going to be in your household because hey, you can't say he lied to you. He's polyamorous. He told you there's going to be other women, and you already know there's other children. I can understand the first woman after Mariah Carey falling for it because only know about him with his wife and stuff like that. As far as they know, until he broke up his marriage, it was like that. So you think you're getting a dude like that, but the last woman, I don't get it. I don't care how much you want a child and stuff like that, and how much you want a good father for your child. How good a father can he be if he's spread out among his children? It's not like he has a whole bunch of children in one household. He got 5 households. 5 households of children. Oh, except for the one that passed. Sorry about that. Nobody wants to lose a child, but still, that's still, 5 households.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't understand that.
Women have been signing up for that rotation ideation since the dawn of time. And when the title says we need to do better, it's interesting that we could impart like at least some pinpoints, like what to look out for, to stop the cycle.
But I think
It's not.
it's kind of like obvious, like Future. How many he got? Like 9 baby mamas.
How many children he got right now?
Yeah,
Like
he got 9 and 2 more on the way.
And there are many men out there like that have multitudes of children by different mothers. I'm trying to figure out how we can get through to women to where they are fooling themselves into thinking that's an appropriate option. I don't know what these guys are telling them. I that's what I'm like, and really I don't care. I just want women to think. Like, just take a moment and think. This is the protocol. I would like for us to establish and get the message out what the protocol is to prevent unnecessary procreation with guys that have multitudes of children by different mothers. Like, observe the protocol. If he has multitudes of, there's this one guy that has 8 children by 4 different women, and he went around so arrogant, like, I don't know why everybody want to have my baby. That's how these guys think. They think it is the woman's fault for accepting the non procreational sex. Like she the one that didn't want to use a condom. She told me she want to feel it raw. All this other kind of stuff. It's, as you said, Queen, it's absurd. It's crazy.
We the leaders of the community.
To just, call herself discovering the love of her life in a man that has 8 children by 4 different women. What is on her mind? That's what we need to prevent.
I don't think we understand that we the leaders of the community for real. And you just let them think they leading something. Because they not gonna do it. At all. They never have. It's always been the women. Especially the black women. We Mother Earth. We
And
have
a
the
lot of
responsibility.
women think they are super special. Like,
no.
They'll come across a man that's got, let's say, 4 children by 2 different women, right? For example. For whatever reason, that 3rd woman thinks that, well, he gonna fall in love with me.
No.
And this is absurd. It's absurd. He has a pattern. That's what I want women to understand. A man who comes to you with a pattern of sexual irresponsibility is what he is. And you can't take him seriously. Ever.
No, we can't do that. I don't know. It's strange to me. I don't get it. It seems like nobody want to accept accountability for what's going on. But we as women, we're the ones that end up having to rear these children.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you got single women that procure lovers while they are raising that man's child. And the lovers they procure are perverts. Okay? And they're touching that man's child. And that child, depending on their age, they're not showing the signs that they're being touched until it's too late.
Yeah. Women got to understand that man that's not his bloodline. He has no ties to that child. In the animal kingdom, they will kill children that's not belonging to them. We see animals in our most carnal nation.
Even Kevin Samuel said what use of that child is to me, or
Yep.
something to that nature. He
Mhm.
made it seem like any child that's outside of his own, why should, what is it that makes that child valuable to me?
To me.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you're right. They don't value children that aren't their own. And so here comes this woman that has this outside baby,
Yep.
coming along talking about, hey, you like me, I like you, let's get together. Oh, by the way, I got this child from another man. What makes you think that child gonna be safe in that environment with him? I need us to think as
Yeah.
well as do better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I hate to bring it up, but another thing, and some people gonna be like, oh yeah, I hate it. Okay. He has lupus nephritis. This is the one where it's with the kidney. Now I've been looking up lupus and lupus nephritis. It could be hereditary. It could be hereditary. It can run in the family. So you also got to pay extra attention to your child's health. Um, the see for to see if they have the markers for lupus and lupus nephritis, and keep them in good health. Make sure they see the doctor regularly. Luckily, they have the money, so their children can always be the doctor, and they're aware of Nick having lupus. So that's one of the things they're gonna have to look for, or have the doctors looking for as they have them get checked up. But what other hereditary thing have? I know most people don't think about that, but that's another thing to consider. He could be passing this on to his children, or his children's going to definitely have to be checked regularly for that because he has it. So you adding additional stuff.
And they know he's sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how he probably came to him. Like, yeah, I don't know how much longer I have to live, and I'm just looking to, for somebody special to leave something to. Ain't no telling what the hell he's saying to these women.
I wouldn't give a fuck what he said. If you got kids, nigga, no. Fuck that.
I'd be like,
Look,
no,
I
you
ain't
already got
dating.
enough kids. I'd be like, you got enough kids. Not having kids with me, I don't care how much you love me, how much you want to have kids. You got plenty. Your legacy is passing on. You don't need to include me into it.
Right.
You're going to keep wearing this condom, and we're going to have sex with the condom on. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wait. He might need to be stopped. Did y'all see that thing on the news that one of the women that he was fooling around with, she discovered she got AIDS?
Who?
What's that little skinny girl? What was it?
Somebody
You
Nick
gotta show
Cannon?
the video. You gotta
The
show the
girl that
video.
was Nick Cannon and this.
So
You
he
got to show
probably
that
got the
video.
AIDS on top of the lupus.
Huh?
So he probably got the AIDS on top of the lupus.
Maybe. But nobody seemed to be paying any attention to that aspect
She
of it.
was somebody that was rotating herself around in those types of circles.
Mm-hmm.
And now she shows up umpteen years later looking like a skeleton, and she is associated with people like Nick Cannon.
See, that's crazy. I ain't date single fathers. I ain't had no kids, so I ain't playing stepmom of the year. Fuck that.
And they lucky that they know. There's plenty of women who don't know, because if Nick Cannon wasn't famous and who he was sleeping with wasn't being watched and all that stuff, would they have known that he possibly been exposed to AIDS? I'd be getting him tested, me tested, the kids tested, everybody be tested. The moment I saw that woman and her associate would be like, Nick, you need to get tested. I need to get tested. The kids need to be tested. Everybody's going to be tested.
Right.
But nobody seemed to be worried about it. Maybe he got tested and he don't have it.
And see, where's his mother? the one that was interfering, talking crazy about Mariah Carey before they got married. Like, I don't know if she's the right woman for you. Where is she now, 9 kids later?
Whoa. Well, Shooks, his family's unorthodox. He was raised by his grandparents, from what I heard. Okay, I'm finna open up. All right. Let's see. I didn't know he had a problem with his mama having a problem with his wife.
Yeah, I remember that article. It was years ago. His mother was like not necessarily protesting, but she would critique their relationship before they got married.
Mm.
He always said that Mariah Carey was like on a poster in his bedroom. He was her, I'm sorry, she was his dream girl, and he just had to have her. So, everybody saw that tattoo on his back that he had altered years later. He went full throttle to get that woman. And after he couldn't, control his ego, I guess, I don't know. And she couldn't control her ego. They clashed, got divorced, and he went buck wild.
Yeah. Like but come and think, okay, here's an article that said Beth Gardner, mother of Nick Cannon, where is she now? This is of 6 days ago. Okay. Hold on, let me pull it up. The mother of Nick Cannon is known as Beth Gardner, an accountant. Beth Hatchett Gardner is another name for Beth, and she was once a well-known media figure. The source claimed that following her divorce, she moved to North Carolina. Wait a minute. I wanted to know what she was doing today. Let's see. Okay. They're going all in her history. Let's see. She gave birth to Nick Cannon when she was a teenager. Although Nick Cannon lived with his father for a while in North Carolina, he was reared by his paternal grandparents in California. Nick Cannon has 8 children total, born to 5 different women, has been married once. Okay. Let's see. They're not. Beth marriage to no. Shooks. I want them to tell me what she's been doing. I hate when they do that. Okay, started her career late 89. Went on to play Denise Johnson, a role. Okay. Let's see. No. Trying to find update stuff. Why they give me the whole history when I want to know what she's doing now? In the video find on Beth and Nick embraced as he did with Howard. I just sharing y'all my story. I shares network. Will she work? No, they're not telling me anything. President, they're giving me a whole history. I wanted to know what she was doing now. Well, she didn't. Well, she could say, and I'm going to quote the Manosphere. She didn't raise him. He was raised by his father and his grandfather. So, excuse me. What is it? How did the Manosphere be putting it? You can't blame the parent that wasn't there for how the child come out. But yeah,
That's a bunch of nonsense. Yes, you can. It takes 2 to create a baby. It takes 2 to raise that child. It takes a village to raise that child, actually. But that other parent is needed. Even children that grow up with just the father still have a deficit because they need that mother energy as well. I don't know why we think we can raise children on our own. It's crazy.
Well, I was just throwing their words back in their face. I always knew they need both parents, but since they always keep claiming that the reason our children are wild is because they're being raised by single mothers, and you can't blame the parent that was not there. I said, unless that parent died, yes, I can. But and they would say if it was men, child would be better. But so I was being sarcastic by throwing the words back at him, by saying that you can't blame the child. But look, she wasn't there to raise him. He felt some type of deficit that he's gone through all these women. Even though he had a lot of siblings, he seemed to act like an only child that's trying to create another big family to make up for not having siblings when they were kids.
Yeah, that might be what he got going on.
Or it could be, we're going to go that route. We can go that route that it could be because he got lupus and he can die young, or that he's trying to hurry up and recreate himself so he don't go out of the world with no part of him still to carry
on. It's interesting because I seen him in an interview say that he was having all those different children because he had lupus and he wanted to spread his seed before he died because God told him to be fruitful and multiply, all that weird shit. And Nick Cannon's a hot mess, okay? It's just a hot mess.
Yeah. But yet we have all these women, at least 5 of them that had children with him, that's involved with him. And the 5th one was a little surprising because you figured she see all others before her and how he's doing, and maybe she's being blinded by her want to have a kid and for a child to have a good father. But nowadays, do we know what a good father looks like?
I would think, just a decent man. For me, it's a really interesting dichotomy for me because I have a male child and a female child. And I'm grateful for the fact that my male child was born ahead of my female child for the simple fact of the way that we see society and the way society is set up and structured. Unfortunately, society is changing a lot different than the society I grew up in. So it makes my parenting a little bit more challenging because the times are changing and I have to adjust fire for that. But I was happy that my boy came first because we often look to men and want men to provide and protect us. They supposed to be the breadwinners for the family and all of that. And the women are supposed to raise children and stuff like that, if they're able to. Sometimes both have to work, and then you adjust for the push and the pull of that. And when it comes to the responsibility, they both have to be taught accountability. So I can't give one a message and not the other one a message. And when I sit and I listen to conversations between what the women say and what the men say, nobody wants to take accountability for what they have going on. And if nobody's taking accountability for their own things, then how do you get to a point where you get to a consensus where you can actually cooperate and work together? And until it don't feel good to say, I'm the fucked up person in this situation. That doesn't feel good. And I think that's why a lot of us don't do it, because we scared of that pain or that realization that, the monster in the mirror is me. We don't want to do that. As humans, that's a blow to the ego.
Yeah.
And I think we got a lot of ego tripping between us, and we making poor decisions, and the people that are suffering are the generations that's coming behind us. And the sad thing, I understood that you were giving sarcasm. I was just responding to the sarcasm because that's what these men say. And it's crazy that nobody wants to be accountable, especially it's even more crazy for the men to not have any accountability but say that they need to be followed. That's very odd. That's not how things work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just weird. And oftentimes when I'm like, okay, we can fight, cuss, bitch, moan, all of that, but it starts with the self, because once you take care of you, then you will get a different result, because you will know what you're looking at and what's not good for you, and you won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ignore what you got going on, you're gonna fall into the trap every time. Like how do you become Future's next baby mama? How is that possible?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. You know, and we can talk about how Future is trash all day long, but did you see that video he did with Kevin Samuels?
Future? No,
So Future did a video with Kevin Samuels, and Kevin Samuels was kind of like a therapist for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked him, the worst day of Future's life is Valentine's Day, because Future gets a pleasure out of spending money on beautiful women on Valentine's Day. He likes the way it makes him feel to be able to do that. He spent like $3 million a year on women.
Mm-hmm.
So the women, you becoming his baby mama because you like all these gifts and stuff like that. But what about the responsibility of fatherhood? What about the responsibility of manhood? When you see the way he moves and the way he acts, what tells you that he gonna be a family with you or any of that? And if you don't see the responsibility in him, why are you allowing him to shoot his seed in you? For the money? Well, what does money mean when your child look at you and say, why my daddy won't come play with me?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not going to be there to answer that question. It's going to be you, mama. And you
Yeah.
chose him. So what do you say to your child? How do you feel as a mother to see your child cry because the daddy didn't show up and he said he was coming? We know these stories. Some of us grew up with these stories. Why we turn around and do it to our own children as if we don't already know this?
Mm-hmm.
But it starts by looking in the mirror and saying, you know, I know that this happened. I know that this existed. I need to do better. How do you have multiple baby daddies and all of them ain't shit? How many babies you need to pop out before you learn? As a woman, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I be thinking they lose their mind. I can see the difference between the ones I've seen that there is a big gap, or there's a huge gap between the children and the ones that's one after the other after the other. And I'm like, have you lost your mind to the one that's having one after the other? Have you lost your mind? What is going through your head? You hampering yours and your child's life. They're not going to be there and stuff like that. And I worry about them. I was like, I said, okay. I'm getting into a little bit personal, a particular person in my mind. I don't want to be doing that. And then there's another one. Okay, she made a mistake, got involved, had a child, found out the guy ain't worked it. Okay, so she concentrated on herself, getting her schooling together, and going to school, making sure her child is all right, making sure everything taken care of, and she's going for a goal. Okay, so she feels like she learned from her mistake, she got it together, and she goes out and start dating again. Okay. Same thing happened as the first. I said, okay, I can't even trust my judgment now. But I got the child, okay. But it wasn't right behind each other. It's like a freaking 10-year gap, pretty much. And Okay, so she shuts down again, concentrate on her children and her schooling because she wants more schooling, and got herself together. And but I'm not mad at her. I understand you make mistakes or you make a bad judgment and you own it and you just work on yourself. But there's the other one. Okay, had a baby, didn't work out. He ain't there. Okay, it's over with.
Mm-hmm.
Get involved, immediately turn around, get involved with another person, has a baby, don't work out, and has a second baby. It's like, whoa, you just had the other baby a year ago, and then turn around and do it again. Same result. It takes the third child before it's sunk into you that, okay, stop. You need to concentrate on yourself and your kids. In the meantime, she got 3 children under the age of 5.
Right.
And part of me, I want to shake her. In fact, I think I almost did shake her. I just kind of did a little shove it. What is wrong with you? You lost your mind. But she's very young. And I want to say I don't want to say the S word, but she's just very, very unintelligently young.
Mm-hmm.
But she seemed to turn around. But I wish it didn't have to take 3 children for her to turn herself around. I wish if you make mistakes, own it, and take time to just work on yourself and your children before. But anyway, that's me. Sorry about that.
No, I agree with you. And I would like to have more conversations like these that don't always gravitate to what he's supposed to do. Because he can't do shit that you don't allow him to do.
Yeah.
Unless he, out of divine order. Because some of these niggas is out of divine order. And y'all need to realize when you're dealing with somebody that's going to put your ass in danger and get the hell on.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going to say it's you. You made the choice. In fact, even Nick Cannon said, they chose to let me come in. They chose to be a mother. They wanted to be a mother. They were meant to be a mother. They allow it. And I'm like, well, in one sense, he is right. Hey, you could, if you absolutely didn't want to have my children, you could have told no, put that condom on or back off away from me. I've done that. I pulled completely back from dudes and never saw me again. Because they mentioned, let's make a baby together. Let's go half on the baby. I want you to have my child. That killed whatever mood I was in it. I was into it until he said the B word. And it immediately put my brakes, what? And I couldn't trust nothing he said to do. Because in my mind, he's trying to get me pregnant. I don't want to be pregnant. I don't want to we're not in no relationship. Or we're in a relationship, but there's some issues we need to work out first before we start talking about children. We ain't even talked about marriage. We just kind of touching on that. You trying to go jump from that area to children? No, I'm not trying to be a baby mom. I'm not trying to raise my children by myself.
Right. Niggas used to say that. I want you to have my baby. What the hell? You just skip right on over marriage, huh? Just went straight to the baby. Who finna sign up for that? I know I won't be taking any sperm from you. That's why I had my own condom. Sir, please put that on. No, thank you.
Yeah. I don't even trust you with my condoms. I don't trust you to put my condoms on you. Because you rip it. In fact, if I have sex with you after you say the B word, I'm putting the condoms on you. And as soon as it goes, I'm hopping on you and getting mine before I'm because I ain't trusting you not to rip the tip off of the condom. I unfortunately related to a dude that ripped the tip off the condom before he stuck it in. And it wasn't until he came that she realized what the hell just happened. How come I can? And I was like, and then he want to be mad and trying to claim she trapped him. Baby, did you not just tell me, cuz, that you ripped the tip off the condom? Why you rip the table as a condom? Because it feels better without the condom. I can't breathe. You don't breathe through your private parts, dude. You breathe through your nose and your mouth. And then you know that if you come into it, you're gonna create a baby. Didn't Auntie tell you? Didn't my mom? Didn't I tell you that you could create a baby that way? I'm sorry. But I have too many bad examples in my family. I got good ones too, but I got a whole plethora of bad ones as well as good ones. But yeah, we got to take accountable on a certain part of it. If you know the dude got a bunch of children with a bunch of women, why are you adding yourself to his stables? If you know you don't want to have a child and he start talking about let's create a baby and you still have sex with him, you're taking a risk. Can't trust that dude. For some weird reason, he's determined for you to have his baby. For some reason, the biological clock to make a baby. Yes, guys do have biological clock where they want to create a baby. But yeah. So it's not just women supposedly hear that little TikToker, but they know they got all their life to create a baby. But sometimes they fixate on a particular woman. There's something about her that appeals to him, and he wants to create a baby with her. Can't trust it. Once they start making, I want to have a baby with you, Bill, back off. Let's see, what's this? Oh my goodness. Atheists and the modern women. 80% of marriage are ended by women that goes up to 9% when the woman is college educated. Okay, I'll stop reading atheists. He's getting silly over here.
Atheist is never gonna have a woman. He doesn't have he doesn't have the personality for a woman to want to cooperate with him.
Mm-hmm.
And until he deal with that, he gonna keep doing stuff like that, and women ain't gonna want to deal with him.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the men in the manosphere, they still in a place of like red pill rage, ignorance. And I mean, there's a place for it, but at a certain age, you should let that go and evolve and grow. And a lot of people end up in these situations because they are stuck at a level of emotional underdevelopment. They are stuck in a place because of something that happened to them, and they never healed from it and grew from it and moved on. And until they deal with that, they're gonna remain in that position.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants some help, because why would he be over here listening to a bunch of women? But like, there's only so much that just like men don't want to tolerate things, women don't want to tolerate things either. And the men don't seem to understand that women also have a say-so in a relationship. She don't have to just take whatever you're giving her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But it shoots. That's the one thing about red pill I did not quite get, the so-called red pill rage. Because from what I was understanding and it was explained to me from a red pill about the dynamics of it, you shouldn't be raging. The only time you should be raging is when you're transitioning from blue to red. And then after that, that's supposed to be a short period of time, and you move on and you chill out, because now you know.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But they didn't grow from it. Like, for instance, I was having a conversation with some guys on my panel the other day, and I was like, the emotional intelligence things was true. But when a black woman told y'all about it, y'all got her fired from her job. What she said was true. Mm-hmm. You're proving that what she said is true. We're here discussing that what she said was true. But because your feelings was hurt, because you were faced with the truth, y'all took her livelihood away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying that she did not deserve some type of reprimand, because it's a couple of things I don't feel like she should have done. But to take her whole livelihood because your feelings was hurt, you're not gonna ever be a patient of hers.
Mm-hmm.
And you got her livelihood took away for giving you a message that you needed to hear in the language that you probably needed to hear it in. You know. And we don't think anything's wrong with that. Like, craziness. It's crazy out here.
Yeah. And now they're making her crazy. From what I understand of it, and it's like I say, when a woman goes crazy, it's because you guys are doing something to make her crazy. Okay, the only way she could breach her contract is if she says some names. She didn't say no names. She just generalized and what black men in general need to work on. She did not name no specific persons or treatments of a specific person.
She lost her job because of capitalism. She lost her job because the shareholders felt like she could possibly cost them business. She didn't lose her job for ethics violation or any of that. She lost her job because they were worried about losing money at the company because all those men called the complaint. And if her clientele, her clients, weren't complaining about her as a therapist, why would random black men call this woman after a black woman? The audacity doxed her. It was a black woman that doxed her. Mm-hmm. Black woman doxed her so the men could go get her fired.
A black woman doxed her?
Yes, that's how they found out where she worked. A black woman doxed her.
Oh, I just thought they just recognized her from,
nope.
from her show.
Nope. Black woman doxed her. And that's what I'm talking about. We treat each other so bad on the behalf of men that don't even want you. They telling you they don't respect you. They telling you they need other races of women. They telling you the scum of the earth. And you doxed another woman for these men that wouldn't even take you out on a regular date. That's some pick-me ass shit, lady.
Oh yeah, that is. She's a good-looking woman. She's with a bunch of black men that I might possibly want. She got to go. The only therapist he can have is an ugly therapist. I bet you that's what that's about. I didn't know a woman had doxed her, but I bet you that's what it is.
A woman doxed her. Those men called and got that woman fired. The shareholder said that she might cause them business, and that's why she lost her job. Because it wasn't like she was representing her job. The only thing she said was that she was a therapist. That's all she said. She didn't say, I'm a therapist at so-and-so clinic. She didn't say what type of therapist she was. She just said she was a therapist. Black woman doxed her and got her fired.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you see? Our own effery.
Black men share blame in this atheist because black men are the ones that pick up the phone and dial the number. So yeah, black men got to hold their part of the accountability as well. Mm-hmm. And so you can't tell me things like black men are held accountable from the start. When here's the accountability, black men called that woman's actual job. Yeah, the black woman may have put the information out there, but the men actually carried out the assignment. So they both got to hold their head.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. And the reason black men are held accountable because they are their leaders. The men are still seen as the leaders of a community, or leaders of the people. So if you are born a man, you will be expected to be accountable for your actions, the actions of your peoples. Let's start with your immediate people, your family, your community, And I don't get why I don't get that. It's like black men are always held accountable. They always been held accountable because they're the leaders. When something goes wrong, it's the leader that's looked to what's going on. Why is the community like this? What you're not doing or are doing that's creating this. Why black men now not understand that? You're the leaders. Y'all demanding submission, but y'all know y'all leaders enough that y'all want to demand submission, but you're not wanting to be leaders enough to be accountable about how your community turning out, how the community turning out. If there's an issue with single black motherhood, then why are you not going at these men who are creating these women? You know, and going, hey, if you're not going to marry her, okay, that's bad enough. Don't get involved with, but you created a child. You're supposed to be involved. You're supposed to be doing it. I don't want to hear no whining about child support. If you done what you're supposed to do, you wouldn't be gone about child support. You should have been taking care of your children from get. You shouldn't have created a child. You shouldn't have had sex with the woman who created a child. You should have used protection at all times. Well, it's too late for that. The child is here. You got to do your due. Oh, Randy. Oh, I'm sorry, Randy. I didn't see you there. I'm sorry. It's ladies' night, Randy. There you go. Sorry about that. I was on automatic. I thought that was Mela popping up. I got to get used to my bifocals. I'm nearsighted with bifocals. So I got to get used to wearing bifocals. Let's see. Shotgun marriage method. A brotherhood, generally the culture support that as well as the sisterhood supporting that. Nameless protagonist. Oh, hey, Black Knight. There was something you wanted to talk about. What we was discussing?
Well, you guys, how you ladies doing? I'm sorry I'm late. It's been, I've been doing a few things. Yeah, I did wanted to chime in. Well, not really like the Nick Cannon situation, but just the overall mentality of a Nick Cannon and the black men of today. It seems like the only thing that's important to them is chasing women. You know, it's a losing mentality. This is why they don't have anything now. And they got all these fictitious groups like Red Pill and Manosphere. None of these groups are about anything and they don't do anything. And now I do have a question for atheists. You seem to be pretty adamant about going against a black woman. Tell me, who are your allies?
Well, hold on. I'm not hide him.
Yeah, don't block him, please. I understand that he's a pain in the butt, but you need people like this. You don't need a lot of them, but you need a few of them. There's a reason why they exist. Okay? As long as he's not being outright disrespectful, don't block him. Okay? I want people to, I want you to see what you're up against. I want you to see what you're dealing with. I want you to see how their mind works. Okay, so since you're going against a black woman and you don't seem to want to be in her corner or want to do anything with her, tell me, who are your allies? Who is going to side with you? Who is going to help you lead your people? Who's going to help you build your people? Who's going to help you build infrastructure for your people? Who are your allies if you don't have a black woman? Trump. You know, you guys just don't. The biggest problem with you dudes, man, for some reason you think humping is some kind of achievement. You know, you just want to hump like a dog all the time. It seems like the only thing you're being known for is fathering a lot of children that you don't take care of. I guess you may as well go on and wear that as a badge of honor, right? Because you haven't achieved anything else. And every time we put your feet to the fire, what do you guys do? You start running back into history. Start throwing up the same names over and over again. Fred Hampton, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Dr. King. Right? Always going in the past, never talking about the present. You know why you don't want to talk about the present? Because in the present, you know, you're effed up, right? You're screwed up. You got your pants on backwards. Some of you ain't got, some of you don't wear pants at all. Some of you are wearing skirts and dresses. You scared of the white man, scared to death of him. You arguing and fighting with your black woman who's actually in your corner. You think she's your enemy, but she's not. But you're scared of your real enemy. You won't say anything to him. And this is face it, man, you guys don't produce anything other than kids that you don't take care of. And Nick Cannon is, you know, just another typical immature black man who just wants to run around here irresponsibly and, you know, get women pregnant. Yeah, but atheists, my whole thing is, who are your allies? Since you guys don't want black women, who are you turning to? That's what I want to know. Because I don't see any allies for us. Maybe you know something I don't know. That you have non-black women out there ready to take you under their wing or something? I mean, where are your allies at? Okay, because you're rich doesn't mean that you're not immature. Floyd Mayweather is about nearly 10 times richer than Nick Cannon, right? And Floyd Mayweather is ignorant. So just because he's rich, what does that mean? You still haven't solved anything. You still haven't told me anything. You guys keep, okay. A lot of these guys are rich. They don't have any common sense or any real intelligence about them. Why do you think guys like that who you deem don't have that kind of education get rich? Well, they do think they're robots. They think that they don't feel. They think that they can continue to have babies, get women pregnant. You guys want to be pimps. You got a pimp mentality. Every woman is a hoe. Still haven't grown up out of that childishness. Every woman is a hoe. It's all about you, and when somebody lights your ass up and say, hey, you're supposed to be doing A, B, and C. As a matter of fact, you're supposed to be doing the whole damn alphabet. Then what do? You turn around and you hightail it into the goddamn past, and which you have no connection to. And you try to connect yourself to black men who were fearless and gave their lives for what they believed in. Who is doing that today amongst you? Who are the, okay, who is the Malcolm X among you today? Which one of you red pill guys are fearless and you're willing to put your life on the line for your people? Which one is that in the red pill? And don't say red supreme. Okay, because all he's doing is scamming you. He don't even believe in the red pill ideology. He's just using you guys for money. So who's the red pill guy who is Malcolm X or Dr. King or Fred Hampton? Don't say grown men. Okay, well, you see what you got a problem. You see, there's a problem right there. You think you're a Republican. But I want to know who is carrying the torch for these men that you keep running in the past to defend yourself with. I don't see any new leaders. I don't see any black men carrying anything into the future for black people. I see orators on YouTube, showing off their verbal expressions of
Okay, no problem.
What was that?
I thought you were talking to me. I'm sorry. That's
Hey,
all right.
Mela, how you doing?
Oh shit! I'm off. I'm sorry. I'm off mute. I'm off mute. I'm with somebody. Look, I'm going on mute.
Okay.
I'm more than happy to comment about. I just tuned in because my connection just came back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. And I've hear one orator after another expressing their verbal expressions of eloquence, right? Nice wordy vocabularies, big, tall words with a lot of syllables and stuff, right? But at the end of the day, that conversation means nothing because it doesn't get anything done. You guys want to be known for being on social media. You guys want to be known for doing things that's not really done in real time, right? Basically, you're in a fairy tale world when you come on social media and you can say whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. You guys can be a superhero on here, right? So you guys want to be known for saying things on social media rather than actually doing anything in real life. You don't want anything to do with anything in real life. But you get on social media all day long and every day and see all these crazy things about black women and try to turn yourself into a victim. Like everybody did all of these things to you and the black woman did it to you too. And Atheist, wasn't you the one that said that you didn't want to be seen by a therapist, a black therapist? Really? Have you ever read the book Medical Apartheid? If you read that book, you'll never trust another white clinician in your entire life. You have any idea what they did to our people? That's why I have no respect for you guys who go after white women. You gotta be crazy. You have the most beautiful woman in the world, and you're going after white women, you're going after trash. The first thing that comes to my mind when I see a black man with a white woman is that the black man don't have any confidence in himself. He doesn't believe that he should stand up and be counted for. He doesn't believe that he's a real man. Okay? You walking down the street with a white woman, that tells me you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe you're a real man. You don't believe that you could accomplish anything. You turned your back on yourself. Not just your peoples and black women, but you turned your back on yourself as well. You don't even care about yourself. You walking down the street with a white woman. I'm sorry, Dame. 1 second, y'all. Dame. All right, listen, tell her.
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay, I'll be right. Give me about 20 minutes. I got to take care of something real quick.
Okay.
That was interesting what he said. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't want to be too loud as I'm with people. So as far as how Black men are attracted to who are opposite to them, it might be more complicated than that. No, at the up front at the up front up there. Thank you so much. This is fine. Thank you so much. Anyway, I'll talk to you all in a minute. One moment.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. All right. Okay. Let's be honest with ourselves. Sometimes it's the choices we make. There are some women out there. Okay, they know the man has not just multiple children, but multiple women who have children for him. They know he's spreading himself out there. Yet they're adding on to it by having a child for him. And sometimes they're excusing themselves with, well, he's such a good father, and I want my child to have a good father. But as I said before, how he's going to be a good father, no matter how good a father he is, him trying to spread himself out between multiple households, children, somebody's going to get neglected somewhere. When a child needs them, they won't, because they're with the other children. Eventually, the children will get jealous of each other because my dad wasn't with me, he was with you. Or our dad wasn't with me or us, he was with y'all. You know what? Okay. He even said that the women did not have to get along with each other. They just had to get along with him. But you see, that's the problem. They could get along with you. They don't have to know each other. If the women do not have a relationship with each other, that they can trust each other with their children and stuff like that, it's going to all go downhill when he is no longer there. Okay, God forbid, but it's going to happen when he passed away. And there's an estate. Now, if he's smart, he has a will set up, and even with the will set up and everything, where there's going to be a fight. And usually, the strongest fight would be with the mothers. They're going to want their child to have their say or their part, because every mother wants their child to have what they deserve, especially when it's part of their father or part of their father's estate. And if they don't have a relationship with each other, but they could trust each other, that if, say, he put the oldest in charge of the state to make sure the rest of them get their share, because they're going to have siblings that's going to be way younger. Hey, all right, just give me 1 second. I'm going to wrap this up. They're going to be infighting because they don't trust the other. And that's what's going to happen. Sometimes it don't happen while he's still there, but it's going to happen at the end, and the family's going to break down, and his so-called happy family is not going to be happy anymore. And then they're going to have issues because they blame him, but they can't talk to him about it or yell at him about it, fuss at him about it. And they're going to need some kind of therapy over that alone. Okay. I'm gonna pause right there, Max. You back? Go ahead. What you were saying?
I don't look at it right. Well, I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it as the women already know that he has kids or whatever. When you are in a relationship with a person, it's not wrong for you to want that person, in a entirety. If a woman is legitimately in love with this man and she wants a baby, it shouldn't be any reason why She shouldn't have one. It's
Okay.
something, for example, right? Men, right, have to be responsible. It's irresponsible to have that many children knowing that you cannot be there for them like a normal father should. That has nothing to do with the woman. That has to do with the bad decision making of the man, and the irresponsibility of the man. You know that you can't be there. The woman can't read your mind, and why should she? She doesn't have to be accountable for something you should be accountable for. She didn't make those children, you did. And she shouldn't be held back from what she wants with you, simply because you made bad choices. You understand? So, as a man, you're supposed to understand, look, okay, I already got this many kids. I can't be there for them right now. I can barely be there for them now. Okay? I don't want any more kids. And going forward, you should be responsible knowing that you don't need any more kids. But you allow your immaturity to rule the day, and you go out and you have all these kids all over the place. And now it's obvious that you can't be there for all of them. And the first thing we want to do is we want to say the women need to do better. The women that were in his lives aren't responsible for his bad decisions. And if they are genuinely in love with this man, they have every right to want a baby while, despite what he was already done with other kids. That's not the woman's fault.
Okay.
He made those children.
All right. Okay, but okay, if he told us
It is Queen, aka Miss Sunkers. It is a woman's space. Name just asked me to drop by. Okay, I'm not going to be up here long. She just asked me to drop by and give my little take on their candidate, and I'm going to stay.
Oh no, I was responding to the comment that's highlighted on the screen. That's you.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a pro-black woman space. Black women carry power here on this channel. Okay, ain't no manosphere. Nobody got nothing on this channel. And the man is also, wait a minute, the man is also an adult atheist. The man, when he meet these women don't know what he have. And if they do find out, what's it to them? They didn't make those bad decisions. So why should they not have what they want with him simply because he made bad decisions? He is also an adult. He made those bad decisions. Those women did not have those babies. If he meets one woman who falls in love with him, she wants to have his baby, she has every right to want that. It's not her fault he's got 2 and 3, 4, 5 baby mamas. Ain't got nothing to do with her. He created that mess. He knows that he can't be there for all of those kids, but yet he continues to have kids. But we don't want to put the blame where it lies, with the man who's being hideously irresponsible. We want to say the women need to do better. No, he needs to do better in his decision making. A hell of a lot better. Those kids, that's his problem. And his problem alone. We shouldn't bring other people into something that they had nothing to do with. And that's my take on it.
Okay. All right. But this is why I'm not saying I'm not saying that he ain't responsible, but she has her responsibility. Okay, if a guy is telling you he wants a polyamorous relationship and that he loves you too, but he's gonna love a bunch of other women. And there are other women that he loves and he continue to have a relationship and children with. Shouldn't you, have some consideration about that? Thoughts about that. Okay, you see how many children he has, and as much as you love him, and as much as he loves his kids, he's gonna be spread out too thin. You are gonna be making the fifth or the sixth household that he has to spread himself through. hmm Now, unless you have a polyamorous relationship where you're all in the same house and stuff like that, I don't see how that's gonna work out. Somebody's going to get neglected. Some child is going to get neglected, and you should consider that. Hey, at some point your child is going to get neglected, or he's not going to be able to be there when your child needs him. So before the child is here, you need to think about these things. And considering how you're going to explain to the child, daddy ain't here because he's at your other siblings
Let me
or whatever, or whatever's going on.
let me interject for a moment. Whether he's in a polyamorous relationship, that has nothing to do with his bad decisions. Well, you're just telling the woman that there's going to be other women. Okay, fine. That still doesn't mean that he is responsible for his own decision making.
Yeah, we're not saying he ain't responsible for his own decision making.
Again, here is the thing, right? He knows he can't be there for those children. The women don't know that. He knows that. And if he understands that, then he should move accordingly. He's not doing that. And
Yeah,
first of all,
everybody got their share of the pie because women have to understand that motherhood starts before pregnancy, not after pregnancy, and they need to be vetting these men. And that means if he has children, know that he has children and what that means for you and your offspring. And the men need to know exactly what you're telling them. Everybody has accountability in this situation, so make sure that we're raising healthy, well-adjusted children.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but
he has
accountable
his
for
part in it,
wait a
but there's
minute.
hers.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Accountability for what?
When a woman has a baby, she knows that it's her baby. You know this expression? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Maybe he be a daddy, maybe he won't. You know that's your responsibility. Your duty as a woman and as a mother is to try to put yourself in the best possible scenario where you will have the optimal situation for your offspring. Now you can't force a man to do what he is supposed to do, but you can avoid certain pitfalls by paying attention.
Right.
It's a woman's duty. It's not a man can't do that for her. She has to do that for herself. Just like a woman can't tell that man not to put his seed in a place that he don't. Because there's a lot of men that have children with women that they never wanted to see after they screwed her, but he put his seed in her and he didn't have to do it. A woman can't stop him from doing it. That's his responsibility. They both have a responsibility. And if one is handling their responsibility, then a oops baby can't happen. If both of them are failing their accountability, then that's how we end up in these situations where we got these children in these relationships and that's full of strife and hatred and nastiness. Because both are being irresponsible. It takes two to tango. It's not a one-sided situation. We got to get back
Well,
to the table, and everybody need to get in their lane. I know we don't like stuff like you need to play your role, and we don't like them kind of words, but it's true. We got a position that we have to play. We can get back in our own lanes.
right. Well, the way I see it this way, right? He can't expect her to have his baby and not want him to pay attention to that child. He knows that as a man, that woman's going to want you to be a father to that child.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as the man in the picture, you have to be very responsible. If you know you can't be there for all of these children, you have to be straight with that woman. Look, I can't have any more children. I want you, and I want to do the hookah chooka with you and all that, but I can't be there for all these children. I got too many kids enough as it is. That's what he should be telling this woman. If you can't stand the heat, then get the F out of the kitchen. It's as simple. He knows I'm talking about him as a man and being responsible. He knows what his limitations are. She doesn't. And she has every right to expect and want him to take care of the child that she has for him. If he cannot do that, that needs to be told up front. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. You know, you that's what you need to look for as a woman. A man that thinks that way. And if he don't think that way, don't let him put his naked penis in you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, ladies.
Okay.
All right, then. I'll talk to you later. Y'all enjoy.
Right. Yeah. All right. Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Also, there's another thing. When I was talking about when he deceased. Okay. So right now, Nick Cannon's child support is at about $3 million. All right. So his network is at about 20 million, and he makes about 5 million, I guess, a year. So if his child support is at 3 million now, and he's just on baby number 9, you're gonna imagine when the other two come in, what it's gonna be like. But we're talking about 3 million a year for all the children. So every time you make 5 million, 3 million is gone. You think, okay, 2 million, that'd be a nice, if he handled it correctly, the children will get a nice inheritance, if he put it in there. But no, at the rate he's going, if he don't stop creating the more children, there will not be much of anything for his children once he's gone. That's where the infighting keeps coming in, especially with multiple children. It don't usually happen while the man is there. Because as he said, they don't have to get along with each other. They just have to get along with me. Oh, what happens when you're not there? What happens to your legacy? Do you have a will? Have you decided who's going to be in charge of your estate and stuff like that? If because like DMX, okay, I know his is a little different, but where is he? DMX has something like 15, 18 kids or something like that. And they found a new one. No, 15, total 15. Last shot come up. Now, the judge had to come in to decide the estate. So far, the judge has made the oldest 3 kids, or the oldest sons, in charge of the DMX estate. And the others are fighting him for, or at least the other mothers are fighting. They don't trust him. You see, let's see, yeah, judge. Let's see, wait. Yeah, Xavier. I mean, DMX three sons Xavier, Tacoma, and Sean from his 16-year marriage with to Shira Simmons as the temporary administrator of the estate of their late father. Yeah. The others are having an issue with that. There's a fight, and they just temporary. So yeah, so that also happens. Let's see. Well, I don't know if it's 20,000 a month, but so far, for all his children altogether, he's playing nearly 3 million a year. So let me see. So do we want to do the math on that? Should we take the time out and do the math on that? 3 million a year. So far, there's just 9 children right now. Okay, sorry. Okay. So okay. So we're talking about 3 million a year. All right, let me divide that by 12 months. Okay, so we're talking about 250,000 a month divided by 9 children. Let's see. 27. Oh, okay. Okay. 27,778, give or take a decimal point for each child. Oh, wait a minute. And let me see. Let me see. Mariah has 2. The other woman after her has 3. Oh, wait a minute. Another where her child's deceased. Let's see. There's 2 more with another one. And let's see. Wait. Okay, 2 of them are 3 with this one. The one that 3 with this one. That one. 2 with another one. And then this last one with the 5th lady. So, and then 2 other women are expecting again. No. You gotta 90,000 a month. 3 million divided by 12, and then divided again by 9. Well, I got about 27,000. Let's round it off to 28,000 a month. Yeah. So let me see. So 5 women, 5 households. And what the oldest ones are, let me see. I think the oldest children are about 10. Hold on, let me got too much stuff up here. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Oldest one about 10, and the youngest one is about a few weeks old. Very interesting. Okay. Ooh, he's only 41. Okay, they were born in 2000. Yeah. So no, they're about 11 now. Yeah, the oldest ones are about 11 now. Yeah. So yeah, in 10 years, it's gonna get even more money.
It's crazy. I guess he feel like his money ain't gonna never run out.
Mhm. Yeah. Not to mention, he made several mistakes and he lost work opportunity or uh let me see, his Wild and Out show been canceled, I believe.
Yep, he lost that show. And I
Hmm.
think he did just had a talk show. I think that's gone too. I don't know what
Hmm.
happened with that.
Yeah. So like there he did have some talk about having a vasectomy. Yeah, early on when he didn't have as many kids, he was like, no, no, no. If God gonna bless me with some kids, I'm not gonna hinder his blessing by having a vasectomy. And now he's like, oh, I should have a vasectomy.
Yeah, he finally realizing he ain't got no penis control. That's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
How you gonna create all them different households like that? It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. You may have came from a large family, but you weren't being divided up among. Well, I think he was divided up between, let's see, his grandparents and his father's household. Um, and maybe a few months here and there with his mom.
Hmm.
Yeah. So he thinking, okay, it ain't gonna be so bad. My parents was there for all of us. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. No, no, no. I kind of wandered into DMX, but there's but all these men that that have all these children in these other households and stuff like that, and he keeps talking about the toxicity of the traditional household. The toxicity came from the people, not the type of environment and stuff like that. Right now you can say that yours is not that toxic because your kids are still young. You still able to go to a lot of their things, but as you get closer to them kids who are within months of each other, are the same year, what they call the triplets. I forgot the special name for these and they come in the forefront and their activities, and there's going to be conflicts because are these children in the same city? In the Shooks, are they in the same end of the country?
Right.
Uh-huh.
That part. I don't know where them children at. That's like that's too many households. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like money don't replace a father. It does not.
Shooks. If a guy of 5 who's a good father, he tried to be he be at everything. He ran into a conflict. He had sons who live in 2 different cities. They both had a game against each other. He had son on each team, and they play a game against each other. So he's trying to be there for the cheer and cheer for both sons in the team. And ooh and ah. And then when one of them lost, he tried to be there for the one that lost and be there for the one that won. That man just got 5. And he had to deal with that. What you gonna do? And you got 9, eventually 11.
Yep.
Dude,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And women, y'all gotta take this in consideration. I know y'all don't think about it because I'm in love. He's such a good father. When I see him with his kids, he be there. He's so involved. But think about it. If he has multiple children, well, no, correction. If he has multiple households of children, you know, he's not going to be able to be there for all of them. Mm-hmm. And you're just another household. And the more there are household, and since he don't have restraint enough to know how to say no, you know, I have enough children, you know, that he even reconsidering a vasectomy when years earlier he was like, oh no, God is meant for me to have children. Why would I block his blessing? But now you're starting to feel the strain. How you gonna be there for all of them? You know, you can forget about it in the moment when you're there, or were they all at your house? Are they all with you and the kids are all getting along and stuff like that? But let you have a conflict. You have to choose one over the other. That's when you're gonna feel it. I think you're starting to feel it now. You've seen it down the line.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these women, he was supposed to be going to celebrate for you. This man had so little control that he didn't make it to 3 months. You know, he decided in December, you know, after he lost his son, that he was not going to. He was going to restrain himself from sex. Going to be celibate for at least a year. Didn't have it couldn't restrain himself when they were throwing coochie at him because he was all depressed and sad and upset. You know, give him a little coochie to make him feel better. Could have like no. I'm not in the right frame of mind for that. Thank you. I love that you want to do that for me. Or you love on me that much, but no, we're not trying. I'm trying to keep that. Didn't even last to January. And then that's what the rest of them that's coming now, they're all from that. Because they were giving it to him. He can't say no to that. If you don't have restraint enough that you can't say no to the cootie cat, no matter how good it is and stuff like that, because it's the best for your mental, emotional health that you restrain from it. Yeah, you need to get the vasectomy because you have no control.
Yes. Castration.
Don't say the C word. You make every guy cringe when you do that. Because you imagine, I think they honestly think the vasectomy, they cutting off their private parts instead of it's just removing the testes or
yeah, they just cutting the tubes like they cut our tubes. They be all right.
Although if they really want to do the extra work, they can get it tied up and stuff like that. But then you gotta have it checked. You know, if you don't like strange people touching you down there, you're not gonna tolerate them because every year or every month they gotta check you down there, make sure you stayed tied. Or that you were tight enough where you are not so nothing can slide through.
Yeah. They be all right though. They don't want no baby.
I had a few classmates that got caught that way in their 40th year. Not male, female, with the tubes tied.
Yep.
But you got that sucker cut, laminated, and burnt. She said, I thought so too, but I forgot. We just tied it. That was just the first process. And I didn't want to go through surgery again. So you was getting yourself checked regularly to make sure it untied. She said, I didn't even know them suckers can come untied. Yeah, uh-huh. Yep, they can come untied.
Yep, they sure can.
Yeah. So I know most women don't be thinking about money or inheritance when they have a child, but you should consider the health. You could spell how your child's going to feel if his daddy cannot be there for his event because he's going to another sibling's event. And then there's things that fathers do, they don't even think that they're hurting their child.
Yep.
I have my friend, and I know the guy. He's there for all his daughter's event. He got a bunch of daughters. He has only one son. My friend has his son. He's there for all the daughters' event. And whenever it comes to his son, he break promises. Oh, well, I got to go to work, or I'm going to catch you next time. Okay. So it happens so often. Thank goodness the boy does not resent his sisters and stuff like that. But he had a thought that freaked me out and made me wonder. He said he wondered if he had been a girl, would he have had his dad's attention like his sisters does? Sometimes he wished he was a girl. Not that he wanted to be, but the fact that he wanted his father's attention that much, that because his father could make time for his sisters, but not for him. And he wanted that so much that he wondered if he had about being a girl. It'd been better for him to have been a girl. Or the only way he's going to get his father's attention if he's a girl.
Oh, that's sad.
That is. It's true. I said, okay, are you trying to tell me you want to be a girl? I said, no, I don't want to be a girl. But, just in that moment, and he said, and I'm mad at my father, because he's making me resent being a boy, or, stuff like that. Him and the boy, they don't have no relationship. In fact, it gotten so bad at one point, the mama was saying, look, stop making promises you're not going to keep. Don't make him no promises. It's like, look, I'd rather you not come. Because when he come, it's all last minute. It's all, and then are he coming to make excuses of why he can't do it? He said, "Look, don't make him no promises. Don't come here. Don't make no more promises to him that you're not going to keep. Don't say you're going to do this when you're not." Now, some people who don't know the backstory were thinking she's trying to keep him from being with her son. No. She's getting tired of seeing her son get hurt over and over again because his father keep making promises to him. He's going to come and spend birthday with him. He's going to come and take him for the summer. Or he's going to come and do this. He's going to come and do that. And he never does it. Or he comes with, when he finally sees his father's coming with excuses on why he can't do this. Or I'm sorry, I forgot. Or I got caught up with work. Or there was an emergency with your sister. You name it, there's all kind of excuses. And luckily he don't have resentment for his sister. I'm glad the kid is smart enough that he does not resent his sister. He's not mad at his sister. He just wish he had his father's attention, but he's over that now. He got past that, but he still don't have no relationship with his father.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, if I had known, because on paper, the guy's a good father, because all they saw is all the stuff he would do for his. She said, if I had known that I would have got pregnant and that he would be this type of father to my child, I wonder if I never let him know about the child, or because he can't, because not a child that she can't imagine life without her child, so she can't say I would have the A word. She can't see that. We don't believe in it, but she wondered if she would have let him know, about his child, because that is so much hurt that she has to see, and she you get, it's bad when the mother's apologizing to the child that that she that he's her, that he's the child's father. He says it's not your fault. He said, if anyone to blame, it's me. I chose him. I chose to be with him, even though at the time I wasn't thinking about getting pregnant or having a baby and stuff like that. And I apologize because I'm selfish enough that I am glad that I have you, but I would never want you to be hurt like this. So I'm kind of in conflict. I'm glad you're here, but I'm sad that you have to go through this, in order for me to have you here. Some kind of way she explained it kind of like that. I'm kind of paraphrasing what she said, but that's basically what she told him.
Yeah.
It was the last time he cried. According to his mama, it was the last time he cried. He boohoo over her, and then that was it. Never saw another tear coming out of him.
Yeah. I mean, we got to start being honest with our children and stop putting up these facades of perfection. Like, we're human. We make mistakes, We be honest with them. It makes it easier for them to digest, their actual reality.
Yeah. And would you know, his people have the nerve to get mad at him because he didn't cry at his grandmother's funeral, his father's mother's funeral. They'll be like, I don't have a relationship with that woman.
Right.
I'm there just with respect because she gave birth to my father who created me.
Right.
Just being respectful. But I never was close to that woman. I never got a chance to. All the promises he came that I was going to go spend the summer and get to know her never fruition. So, and she never came for me. She wasn't one of them that came and got me because I'm her son's child and want to spend time with me. Never did that. So I'm going, and I'm like looking at this guy, I'm like, I can't believe y'all mad at him because he ain't boohooing. It's because his dad is boohooing. His dad got the relationship with his mother, not him.
Right.
Yeah. So they were mad because he wasn't crying. They said, well, his sisters they got a relationship with the woman. Yeah, of course his sister gonna be crying. He's trying to he's consoling his sister and his aunt and them, his aunt and his uncle is fussing at him because he's not teary, not crying. He be like, people are like trying to console him. Say, thank you, I'm good. And they trying to treat it like he's being cold blooded. He ain't being cold blooded. He's just being honest. He don't have a relationship.
Thanks.
But you notice his father didn't. I noticed his father didn't get at him about that. That's just his uncle and his aunt. I said, well, he ain't stupid. He's stupid, but he ain't that stupid. Mm-hmm. But
Yeah, people silly. They make up all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would think somebody gonna cry at a funeral and you never interacted with the child. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, what was we?
So, all right. So, I'm about to wrap it up. I'm gonna play the last big chronicle, and we'll comment on that, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you put your link in the chat?
I did.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, where's my other big chronicle? Put the big chronicles because entertain and also we can learn something from. Oh, I didn't delete it. Let's see. Okay. Let me check. Oh, okay. Oh, that ain't it. Okay, there we are. All right.
Hey.
Oh. Shooks. Try to reset. All right, here we go.
Love, lead the way.
So how's your first week going on the force?
It's been good, but the first day, they put me with these two guys. And to be honest, they were brutal.
You must be talking about David and Payne.
Yeah, how'd you know?
I've been on the force for 7 years. No one wants to work with them or even be around them. Someone's always making complaints about them, at least every day, kid.
That explains it. You want a donut?
Nah. Oh, they're really bold to be doing that right here in broad daylight. Come on. Mike's, what are you doing? If you don't let go of my arm.
They're part of a dangerous gang. They're violent and racist.
That's even better. Let's go.
Code 3 response.
So tell me exactly what you two boys are doing, waving those weapons around in broad daylight.
Hey, get your partner here to calm down. Relax, guys. We're just here to talk, okay?
So you two boys gonna have to show me your LTC, or we're gonna have a serious problem.
You don't have to show you a damn thing.
You're endangering children and pedestrians waving those weapons around. I will ask you again, put your weapons away and show me your license.
I guess we have a traitor on our hands. Is it the blue suit?
Yeah.
Or is it just where you come from? It's just that.
All right, I've heard enough of this. You're under arrest. Mike, can you cuff the other guy for me?
Oh, hey.
Let me go. What are you doing?
Let her go right
Let
now.
me go. Let me go.
Let her go right
Mike,
now.
what are you doing? Let
Put
me
her down.
go.
Put her down. I'm only gonna tell you once.
Let me go.
Let her go.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go.
Chief. Oh my God, something bad's happened.
Calm down, Mikes. Tell me what happened.
The guys, they shot Officer Jones. Oh my God.
What the hell are you talking about? What guy shot Jones? Where are they?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Are you kidding me right now, Mikes? Jesus Christ. Did you at least shoot one of the guys?
No, I didn't have a chance.
You are suspended until we investigate this further. You turn in your badge, your gun, and your body.
Sometimes a drink of laughter is the best medicine.
Oh my God, Stan.
Chief, they're at the door. What do I do?
Who's at your door, Mike?
The two guys that killed Officer Jones.
Okay, I am 5 minutes away. Do not open the door. Stay put, Mikes.
Okay. I won't open the door. I know you're there. We just heard you talking. How do you guys know where I live?
Yeah, buddy. Since you actually let us roam free, we followed you home.
I have money. You can take whatever you want. Oh, no. You see, we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, and normally we don't leave witnesses. But for some odd reason, we left you alive.
Now we're here to finish the job. I have my gun, okay? Just leave. No, you don't. You turned in your badge and your gun. Remember?
Grab this kid and get him out of sight.
Mike's? Why the EMT ain't in here?
No.
Breathe. Breathe. Where the EMTs? Breathe.
The moral of the story is that when you have a job to protect and serve, you can't be intimidated by anybody. You have to do your job to protect and serve. That means taking risks sometimes.
Once you put on that uniform, you must work together to get criminals off the street.
Every Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's a little off putting and a little out of joint. Okay, so he allowed them to get a hand on the partner and shoot her, drag off and shoot her, then fire a shot. And they seemed to know him. They started referring to him as a traitor. So he knew that they were part of some gang that was dangerous and stuff like that. But he didn't do anything to try to stop them, didn't shoot them. And why is he calling the police chief? Why ain't he calling 911 or backup, on his radio saying officer down? He didn't even know where he was at.
He was new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once he said when he grabbed her and told her not to get out the car, that would have told me right there, my partner ain't got my back, and I wouldn't have got my ass out the car. It's just me.
And I would have been like, you put handcuffs on him, I'm gonna hold a gun on him, and stuff like that. And when they start talking about he looked like a traitor, got a traitor, that means in order to be a traitor, that means you had one point been a part of this group or not. But but that's the thing, if push come to shove, would that officer have your back like that? Yeah. Having an officer have your back, sometimes officer would do things, look the other way. But in this case, he didn't try, he didn't shoot them, he didn't try to stop them. As I said, if I had been her, I would have like, okay, go ahead, put the cuffs on them. I'm gonna hold my gun on them. You don't turn your back, expose your back to a possible dangerous situation. So as far as I'm concerned, they all weren't following procedure.
Right. No, I wouldn't have got out the car. I think even if that is your job and your uniform and all of that, you still need to be mindful. If your partner look like they ain't looking out for you, your first rule as a woman is self-preservation. That's a criminal, and you can do your job when you got somebody that's gonna do the job with you. You're not Superwoman. No shit, you have to take on the role of one. That's crazy.
Yeah, she got a little too cocky. And he's a green officer.
Yep.
So,
she should have called for backup. If she really wanted to confront them, she should have called for backup, because he already showed her he wasn't going to have her back. Like he knew something about them or something. Now, how you know criminals and you a new police officer?
Yeah. Yeah, she should have called for backup. She should have, as the more experienced officer, held out the gun. Okay, cuff them and watch the back. Yeah. So yeah, there's all kind of things wrong. She got too cocky. He was too green. Did better make an observation, try to get as much information and pass it on. But I think they was trying to say that once you decide to become an officer, I think this has to do with it came out a lot with the shooting in Texas and some other school shootings that police officers um weren't going in like they said they were, or like they're supposed to try to handle things. They got scared and they let fear prevent them from doing their jobs. And
Right.
it's coming out more and more and more. So it seemed like this officer, even though he was green, he was afraid. He was afraid to take a shot. He was afraid to confront. Um, he was afraid to do his job. And one way or the other is going to come back to bite you because he was afraid to do his job. These guys were free to go on the street, and somehow they found him. I think they might know there might be some racist cop on the force that probably could have helped them along to find where you live and stuff like that. Because they will throw one of their own under the boat to protect the whole.
Yeah. The police is an interesting group.
Yeah, interesting dynamic. Yeah. I don't know. I think my time must have been unusual because when I was younger, black police officers were on the force to protect the black community from racist white cops. And there was either to physically put themselves on the line. They were to be a witness to what's going on if they couldn't prevent it. So you can get these racist cop off the street. Or they were there in holding to make sure that that if you went to jail, you came out of jail alive and whole. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff, okay, like officers did not want to be in charge of the jail and stuff like that. So black officers were put in charge or put in working in the jail. Black officers didn't want to patrol in the black community. White officers didn't want to patrol in the black community. Black officers put there. And anything, or they were put on the hated night shift, which was fine because most of the madness happened at night, and that's when racist officers doing their dirt at night. So hey, if they want to be racist enough to give the night shift to the black officers, that's fine. It was more protection for the black community.
Right.
Oh yeah, because I remember when the world went crazy, when I really kind of understood. Okay, let's see, what was I? I guess I was about 12 or 13. Okay, very well known racist cop. Because of affirmative action or civil rights and stuff like that, they had more black officers. Black officers were put on night shift. But for some reason, he done something wrong, and sheriff put him on the night shift. He was pissed as hell, which means it's bad news for black people. The word went through the black community, went through our community, that this officer was on duty night shift. Nobody's to be out at night. Go home. Clubs shut down. Black clubs shut down. Because it's the nope, send the drunk some. Nope, here, take it and go home. So and so is on duty. We shutting down. Otherwise, nobody gonna be safe if they're on the street where he can get at you. So everybody's trying to get off the street before he officially gets on for the night shift. Well, one of my cousins went to go visit his girlfriend. She lived in another small town 3 towns over. And his mother was losing her mind. She was my great aunt, and she called her people, said, please let my child stay the night. You know, this cop, he's on patrol. I don't think he's gonna make it in time before it gets dark. If he's on duty, my child life is in trouble. Well, the guy was like, it's too late. He just left. So they call it, they know the route he's gonna take. They're trying to get a hold of family and friends that's all along that route he's gotta take to get home. Because sometimes he stopped to visit his other people when after he comes from visiting his girlfriend, on his way to visit his girlfriend, and they call and they trying to patrol down, you know, to try to see if they can catch him down the road and flag him down. Let him know, come stay with us. Don't go home. It's dangerous right now. And she's losing her mind because nobody, none of the relatives, nobody saw him, or they just missed him, and they try and stuff like that. She's like, my child is gonna be gone. It's totally dark. And all of a sudden, he just shows up in through the door, and she just busts out crying all over. He's like, "What's going on? What's wrong with mom?" You know, and stuff like that. We was like, "Oh, thank goodness!" And then we said, "We're going home before, you know," and stuff like that. And she explained to him that so and so was on duty, and she thought he was gonna run into him, and she's gonna lose him. He's like, "Well, no, I'm okay. I'm home now." He had to console her. It was the first time I ever seen her break down. So it was like a big thing. Now, even though we was out at night, we live like right around the corner from my great aunt. And we were within walking distance. So we walked, but we flew that night. We just right through the alley, made that quick left, got in the house, hurry up, locked the doors, and stayed home. Turn off the porch light. Most time, most people have the porch light until they go to bed. Shoots. The neighborhood was dark, quiet, and not moving. Everybody's like, hurry up and get home. Hurry up and get home. Get off the street. Get off the street. Everybody's calling their peoples. You made it home. You all right? The men who normally did, like, they go to the bar, get a few beers, all that killed. As soon as the men getting off the work, it's like, go home. So-and-so on the street. And I was like, what the heck? Why is, I know he's racist, but why is it? Because people have disappeared. He's in a bad mood. He's on a shift that he don't want to be. He's pissed off as hell. Who you think he's going to take it out on? He ain't taking it out on the white people. He's going to take it out on the nearest Naga that happened to be misfortune to run into him on the street. We even call as far as we call all the surrounding towns. Do not come into this town at this time because so and so is mine. That's how bad he went in. People calling in 3 different parishes, warning black folks, don't come into town, don't be on the street, go home, go home, go home. Because this man is so racist, he's so feared, and he's so dangerous, especially when he's pissed off. I was like, well, if he's that pissed off, what makes you think we're gonna be safe at the house? Well, no, he can't find a reason why he would go. He would need to have, if he goes into a house, into town, even a black folks' house, he would have to give a reason why he would be going there.
Right.
Yeah. So he can't just willy-nilly just do that. But if you're on the highway, he supposedly stopped you because you was speeding or you was driving too slow, or your headlights was out or something was out, or he could break something while he deciding how you're going to break you. Yeah, you easy pickings on the road, but at your house, not quite so easy.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, whoa. So, you know, I started asking deacons. I asked my cousin who was in the police force, and the cousin who normally, cousin by marriage who normally was on the graveyard shift, he said, I tried to change the police chief mind. I offered, no, I have no issues with, that's okay, I could do it, because he knew what was going to happen. But because he was still on duty, he had to tell one of the elders who was in charge, he's like he works in the court, and the court was closing. The officers that work in the courtroom and stuff like that, they get off earlier than those who, on patrol. And he's like, tell everybody so-and-so gonna be what? How did that happen? He's being punished. He's being put on the graveyard shift. Oh, hell no. And the word went out, and I asked about it, And and I heard hints that the black officers that in our town and stuff like that, and in the state and sheriff, they know what they dealing with and stuff like that, and that's not good. I said, there's some kind of way we can get rid of them. Hey, we tried, but unless there's something really severe, we can't get them off.
Right.
That's the bad thing about the what's that that law they're trying to remove that won't hold police officer accountable. It makes it hard to get bad officers off the force. Yeah. In fact, he had to die. In fact, he had to die. That officer he had to die under mysterious circumstances. Yeah. I say under mysterious circumstances because nobody really know how he died. What killed him. Because he didn't have a heart attack. He didn't have no health issue that killed him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they just I believe he was shot, but they don't know who shot him, how he came to be shot. But the reason why it's suspicious is he never made, they gotta make a report to dispatch that they pulling over such and such person, or they pulling over this car, or they stopping this, or they checking out that. They gotta report their movements to dispatch. Well, there's no report to dispatch. So did he get shot when he was pulling over a car? Was he investigating something and somebody shot him? What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they believe he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, and the person defended himself and killed him, and because otherwise he should have been reporting his movements to dispatch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. It's a dangerous job.
Yeah. I know a black police officer who used to chase speeders, people that would speed and stuff like that. They kind of stopped doing that in our town. Well, he was chasing a speeder, and he almost got killed because the speeder shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Almost died. It happened to him twice, and he stopped. So now, because I had wondered about it, because when I knew when I was working at this fast food place, a lot of police officers, he used to stop people that be flying. Hey, y'all need to be going that fast. Y'all kill somebody. And he would chase after them. And all the cops said, you need to stop chasing these people. Let them go. There's a black police officer going to come across the wrong one. He got shot twice. I was like, one day, and I knew I passed him. I was speeding because I was running late for work, and I was flying. Because a highway runs through where I got to travel. And I didn't slow down. I was coming into the city. I was supposed to have been dropping to 50 and 40. I was still going 70. And I was flying through all them lights before they turned green. I started slowing down. I said, oh, shoots. I passed by him. I said, oh, I'm going to get a speeding ticket. I started slowing down. I'm looking in my rear mirror. He didn't move. Did not move. And about 6 months before that, he pulled me over. He let me go with a warning, but he told me if he ever caught me speeding again, it's going to be a ticket this time. Oh, no. Wait. No, the first time he did give me a ticket. First time he gave me a ticket. I had to pay for my ticket. I was guilty of it, and I just hurry up and pay my ticket as soon as possible. And so it didn't get put on my insurance. The judge, and I didn't have to pay the whole amount because I was flying. So the second time he gave me a warning, and he warned me, I'm gonna give you a ticket. And I saw him, I was like, yeah. And just let me go. I was like, but it made me paranoid. So I drove real slow. So I asked the officer that came in to eat, I said, what's up with him? What's going on? What you mean what's going on with him? I was like, hey, if I admit to a crime, will I get in trouble? He said, depends on the crime. I was speeding. I said, if the crime is speeding, he said, well, I wasn't a witness to it, so okay. I'm a bike. Go ahead. I said, well, I was speeding. I flew by him. He normally is big stickler about giving tickets. He didn't give me a ticket. Said either he was sleeping. I said, nah, it's too early in the morning. I mean, it's too late in the morning for him to be sleeping. Or he stopped chasing speeders. What? Well, you know he got shot. What? Did you notice you didn't see it? Well, yeah, I didn't notice. I did notice I didn't see it, but I didn't know he got shot. Yeah. So he wasn't chasing you. You're not chasing speeders no more. He said he ain't worth his life.
Right.
I was like, whoa. I said, okay. He said, but hey, don't get any ideas to keep speed. No, I'm not going to speed. I didn't. But,
Yeah.
I kind of slowed down because I figured that was a warning. Hey, pushing your luck here. Stop it before you get another ticket.
Yeah.
But when he gave me that ticket the first time, he never paid attention to my uniform. So you can imagine about a couple hours later, he come in for lunch, and I'm at the register placing his order. He's looking at me, and I'm putting his order, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that ticket, but you were speeding." Yes, sir. Is that all? And I was being my polite self, following the, and so I had to go back there and help them fix the order. And it happened to be his. Here you go, sir. And I was smiling at me. He's looking at me, looking at his food, looking at me. We said, we cool. He's like, we cool, right? Yeah, we cool. He's like, we cool. You're just doing your job. That's okay. I understand. And I was being honest. I did understand. But he was so paranoid that he kept looking at me as he was taking a bite of his food. And I was like, and my coworker was like, why is he looking at you like that? Oh, he's wondering about spitting his food. Why would you spit his food? He gave me a speeding ticket. What? Then you put your uniform hat where he could see? Yes, it was at the back window. He looked at it. I guess he didn't notice. He said, weren't you in your uniform? Yes. I said, what you saying? They let us slide because we fix their food and they get these free at our restaurant? I guess so. Yeah, shoes. They were eating so much food. They was taking full advantage. The owner cut that out.
Oh, the police officer?
The police officer get at least one of their meal breaks free at the restaurant I was working.
Yeah.
He got robbed a couple of times, and they have help in the situation, show appreciation. Police officer get to eat free. But they only get to eat free one free meal out of on the shift. They were coming in. Now they might have 2 food breaks because they work 12-hour shifts, most of them. So they be there. If they on the let me see the 12 to 12, or I'm trying to remember, the 8 to 8. They can be there for lunchtime and dinner time. And some of them, before they get off the clock, they will order large amount, to feed their family.
Mm-hmm.
Just before they're about to get off the clock in a couple hours.
Yeah.
I was like, can you get a 10-piece for free like that?
Yeah, it's the perks of the job, man. Perks of the job.
Yeah, they killed it. After a few years of that, the owner's like, no. They're gonna have to pay half the price.
Yeah.
And only enough for one person to eat from. They were pushing it to do the 2 can dine. Where you get 5 pieces, 2 side orders, 2 biscuits.
Yeah, they do that at a lot of restaurants. I worked fast food at Brahms, and his officer came in one night and he ordered something, and rung him up, and he looked at me like I had lost my mind, and I was like, "What is wrong with you?" My manager just happened to come from the back, and he's like, "Oh, we don't charge the police officers." I'm like, "What you mean?" He's like, "You know, they come and they look out. They ain't here when we close." What you was? He was like, "It's just a courtesy." I was like, "Oh, it's fringe benefits. All right."
Yeah. Well, with ours, the manager had to put a special code in so their ticket be marked for free. It's so that the owner can keep abreast of how much of the of money was going out because he was feeding the police force for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess he can get some kind of write off or tax break. I don't know. But
Yeah, they get a tax break for it, but fringe benefits, you know.
Oh yeah. I was like, I knew one officer who ordered 5 can die, and he would give the chicken breast to the police dog. Or he ordered a 2-piece for the police dog. I was like, how you gonna put the dog officer code in there?
Yeah, people are crazy.
But the police dog is considered an officer.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's on
But
duty.
damn.
I was like, what? Oh, and then when we had the motorcycle cop and the bicycle cops, because in certain neighborhoods, officers you can't go through with no car, and in some of them you can't even go through with a motorcycle. You have to use a bicycle. Man, the funniest thing I ever saw was out of shape police officers on the bicycle. Or we was getting distracted by the police officers that were in shape in bicycle pants. It was like, ooh, was enjoying the view and stuff like that. I'm like, what are you doing? Nothing. We're waiting for the officers to come up and make his order. I said, well, you look like you're drooling over there. Oh, I'm just hungry. The chicken's making me hungry. Girl, you've been around the chicken for a whole year. I ain't even see you drool. I said, just admit it. You think he looks good? I said, yeah, he looked good in them bicycle shorts. Yeah. I said, yeah, and the motorcycle pants. But anyway, let's see. All right, so let me get around to wrapping it up for tonight. But as I was saying, we gotta take these things into account when we get involved with men, especially if we're considering having their children. Okay, do we have other children? How many mothers does he have? Are his children one mother, or does he have multiple mothers for his children? How good is it a father? Is he going to be involved in your child's life? If the child has an event that's important to him, he wants his father there. Is he going to be there? Yeah. Now, if the man you consider has medical issues, is your child going to inherit their medical issues too? And are you ready to deal with that? Okay, let's admit we got you so used to diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease that we know what to look for. We know what technically we know what we're supposed to be doing. We just don't do it as adults. But lupus is a little bit, even though we heard about it, we don't really know too much about it and stuff like that. And it creates all kind of issues that we're not normally used to dealing with. Now we're getting stuff like fibromyalgia coming in, polycystic, that's us women. Polycystic, we're getting colon cancer, lung cancer. Well, colon cancer, I've known a lot of people survive colon cancer. where I know some of the people that survive colon cancer, I don't even blink at colon cancer anymore. I don't go, oh my goodness, he died. No, that don't occur to me when they say colon cancer. My thing is, okay, which kind of treatment you plan on doing when I hear colon cancer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how unfazed I am about colon cancer anymore. But lupus is an unknown, Lou Gehrig's disease, palsy, anything unusual that you don't normally see day to day. So you don't really know how to handle it. And if it's something your children get, it's not something they can get when they're older or adults, stuff like that. But even if they can get it as a child, wonder.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then, okay, if he has even a little bit more shoes, he don't even have to have money. If he have things, he dies, will your child get a part of his father's estate, whatever it might be, and will you have to fight the other mamas so your child could have a fair share of whatever he leaves to his family? Or will you be not considered because you weren't his wife? Because what we didn't mention was, okay, because he was married, even though he's divorced now, he at one point was married to Mariah Carey. She's his wife. She's an ex-wife, but she still was a wife. These other women, they are side women, lovers, mother of his children, but they're not a wife. If you notice with the DMX, they chose DMX 3 oldest son with his wife of 16 years to be the temporary executives of his estate. What do you think is going to happen if he was to pass away right now? And they had to choose the children, one of the children. Are the children to be in charge? Although that would mean the mother at the age they are now. But okay, no, let's jump forward a little bit. The children are adults, or near adults, or most of them are adults. If he was to pass away, and his estate, and he don't have a will, or even if he has a will and they fight it out, guess who's most likely the judge for the choose to be the executive of the estate? His children that he has with his wife. They will be executive. Now, if you have a good relationship with the other baby moms and all that stuff, and even if you did, there's an amount of trust. Do you trust that she would or they would be fair to their siblings, or their mom would be fair to these to other children? Because there's a lot of women that's like, okay, has nothing to do with me. They outside kids. I ran into this mostly in older generation. They're outside kids. Inside kids are considered the ones from a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And outside, where they just straight out of luck. Because so you prepare for your child to be considered outside kid and not to be given any part. Do you trust? Okay, if something happened to him now, because it could happen. His lupus could flare up. He could be gone. And as his wife, she's made the executive because they see that her children inside kids be the executive. So she's gonna be temporary executive of his estate through his kids. And I think there's done. I keep forgetting what it's called, but it's those in the state management notes. Yeah. And let's even go say he split up his estate equally down between all 9, 10, 11 kids, and he makes each of their mothers executive of the children estate. Are all the mothers necessarily trustworthy? But that's between, yeah, because I've heard stories where the mom just ate up the money that was actually meant for her kids.
Yep, that does happen.
Yeah, because we don't know what the women are there. Are the women there for love? Are they there for the bag? What's the
Yeah,
third
they don't want to talk about it. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because there has to be a reason for this madness. Because it doesn't compute for me. Well, I don't understand. Like, what are you doing? If you're doing it for the money, then I hope it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee that child would rather have their daddy than all the money in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And we don't know what the mothers put in the children's head, because I've seen it where, as I said, while the father was there, everything was fine. The kids got along with each other. They knew about each other. Supposedly they had a relationship with each other. But when he was gone, turned out the mothers did not trust them other women, didn't care for them other kids, because they were proof that he was cheating on them or whatever reason, And so yeah, and then all this ugly stuff started coming out.
Yeah, so
You know
that's
what mom was whispering to him when he ain't there?
Yeah, that's a other thing for children that grow up in households that become separated or broken. If you're afforded the opportunity to talk to the parent, then you should do that, so you can get a full understanding of a full picture and not just one side of the equation. Because our parents, they aren't perfect. And one might tell you something that might not necessarily give you an adequate picture of why certain behaviors were carried out. So it's best to talk to both parents. Not to say you will forgive one over the other, but it's a good way to get a solid foundation of understanding for your own healing, and so you can avoid certain pitfalls in your life, so you don't repeat cycles and be wondering how you can break cycles.
Mm-hmm.
You can know how by getting both parents' sides of the story and moving accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and only way that okay, I've only seen and heard of one or two situations where the women all knew each other. They all get along with each other. They thought more of what was best for their kids than what was best for them. So they didn't let pride and hurt get in the way. That was because okay, man was married, had a couple of kids. He cheated on her. She found out. They broke up. He stayed with the woman that he was cheating on his wife with for a while. Broke up with her. They had a child together. He moved on to the next woman, and so on and so forth. 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
His wife decided that, okay, my children have siblings with these other women. In fact, one of them is even, a boy. We're not having any craziness where they don't know each other, they hook up, or they mad because they have siblings they didn't know about. No. So I'm going to try to work things out with the other women. It's going to take me a while with the woman that broke up my marriage. It took a while, but she managed to get beyond that. So because there was child support involved and he only makes so much amount of money, it was thin, But she said, look, she talked to all of them, had a group conversation. Some of them she was a little better with, others because they were further away from her marriage breakup, so they had nothing to do with it, so it was easier. But she made that decision to try to work things out, and she worked with them and said, look, you don't make much money, things gonna be stretched thin. But it's not gonna help if you put him in jail because he had made child support payment. This is what the thing is. If your child needs something and he hadn't made child support payment, before you call the police or whoever it is that would put him in jail, call me and I'll see that you get it. So so we all be able to get something, and I will cover you until he's able to make a child support payment. She was willing to do that. So they all worked together. And whenever he didn't make payment or they didn't get the child support, they would call her and see what she know, call him and her to find out what was going on before they make a move. But as I said, the ex-wife made that move. And even then, there still was some issues between her and the woman that broke up her marriage. Like the woman that broke up her marriage didn't trust her when he didn't make payment. He told her that he wasn't going to make the child support payment. He just started a new job. And you know how some jobs there's a weekend? You know, you don't get paid on the second week, you get paid on the third when you start the new one.
Right.
It's something like that. And he told her about it. He told her, don't freak out. Just give him a chance. He's going to get the money as soon as possible. Well, she freaked out because there was something that the child really, really needed, and she didn't have the money, and she forgot all the things he said. She decided she's gonna call whoever he got put in jail. Luckily, it happened on the weekend. He didn't have to go back to work till Monday morning. All the women went berserk because now you're messing all of us up. You know,
right.
Because you got impatient. Did not tell you. The wife was the top one on there. Did not tell you to call me before you call him. They said, look, I know we have our personal issues, but this is about our children.
Right.
Your child is not your child's fault. What happened between me and you and me and my husband, stuff like that. I don't hold nothing against your child. I would have did it for the child.
Yeah.
But now you messed up. You're going to have to repeal that back. And in the meantime, now you're going to get a little less money because the money I could have gave you, now I got to put part of it to get his bond out so he can be out and into the job and stuff like that before he loses the job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, she's apologized. And then she finally trusted that what the wife said was true because they went through all this issue. In the long run, it's good that they went through that. So now she absolutely knows she can trust this woman. So if she said, I need for my child, and this is for the child, yes. Not that any of them ever did anything, you know, for themselves. So all these rumors about she's spending the money on herself, my child ain't getting bull crap. You know, I even know women who think like that, who completely threw that out the window once reality hit. And they don't think like that no more. You know, the money is child. They do other they find other ways to do all that other extra stuff. But anyway, yeah. But that took a lot of pride swallowing, separating what happened between you and her and your husband from the child. And she deliberately made it work. And they made sure all the children knew about each other. Any of them have a birthday, all the kids were invited. Not just some of the ones, or just the ones you like. All the kids was invited. She made sure she had a gift, even for that woman who she can't stand, child. You know, the woman she couldn't stand. It was not the child. Mm-hmm. And they made sure that children understand. You will listen to her like you would listen to me. If she comes and give me a report that you've been misbehaving and stuff like that, it's going to be me and you. You're going to be punished on top of that, you know. So they understood. They had to be on their best behavior and all that stuff. Even had they went over and spent the night, you know, had a sleepover. Although he didn't stay for long because he was like the only boy. He's like, yeah. There's sisters. Now it's all girly stuff because he was at that stage that he's surrounded by girls all day long doing girly stuff. He was fine when they were doing the cake and it was all that food and all that stuff. But once they started talking about sleepover, and even though he could have hung out with his sister's brother, that ain't his brother. I'd rather go home. And
Right.
so, yeah, how I know this because I have to be the one to go pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Are they having a sleepover?" Okay, you was gonna stay over sleepover. I was, but he didn't realize what it was gonna be like. He's like, they don't. It's not the same with girls like it's with boys. He had sleepover with a whole bunch of his cousins and stuff like that. But he's used to where the boys have their sleepover, girls have their sleepover, and and he didn't realize how different it was with girls. Because when he go over there, his sister play video games like he like, yeah, and they play board games and all kind of stuff. But yeah, that sleepover thing. But yeah, so yeah, that's the only time I've seen where it worked. So I'm trying to imagine Nick Cannon. We got Mariah Carey. She's let's just say she's a very prideful woman and stuff like that. And then there's this other woman. She's not gonna like Mariah hating on her because I don't know if she see Mariah. I don't know Mariah see her as a breakup of her marriage, but even though they were, I guess they were already starting to go through separation stuff like that, but that didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add children to the mix, so yeah. I think Mariah trusts him, but I don't know if she necessarily trusts her. Could I see, but she would never let that woman know if she did or did not trust her. Mm-hmm. So she just concentrated on her kids. I'm trying to see, will Mariah send birthday and Christmas presents to this other woman's kids because they're her kids' siblings, or to these other women's kids because these are her kids' siblings and stuff like that? I don't know. We don't know that inner working world, but I somehow doubt it. I think she concentrates on her kids. If she happens to see these other women kids, she is polite, but she don't have too much to do with it. Same thing with the other women. Because he said the women do not have to get along with each other. Just have to get along with him, which implies to me that they don't get along with each other. Okay, let me go. I keep saying I'm going to end it. I'm trying to avoid the 3 goodbyes that runs in my family. We got to say goodbye 3 times before we leave.
Oh.
I'm serious. One time my mom, before she got to the 3rd goodbye, was 6 o'clock in the morning. We've been in there since 6 o'clock in the evening. I fell asleep in the car waiting for her to say goodbye. She started a whole nother conversation. I woke up, the sun was coming up, the crows were crowing. I was like, it's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Well, I appreciate you for having me up. It was a pleasure.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you coming up. You're more than welcome to come again.
All right. Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. Thanks, Mela, everyone, Meek, for all y'all for joining in and participating in the topic. And we'll see y'all next ladies' night. Sunday coming up, we got a Dame and the Black Knight on Sunday, Sunday evening, and we will be talking about are there pedophiles and racists? Are today's black men pedophiles and racists? All right, okay. Peace, power, unity, everyone.